Mexicans crossing the border and gaining full legal benefit without being an American citizen?
I think it is wrong because every citizen here has deserved their right to live here, and if they really want to come, then they should just do the green card, because all the people in America are paying for those people that don't even have the citizenship, and we're paying for their health care and their needs and stuff, whereas they're not even a citizen. So if they really want to live here, they should get the right and go do the green card, just like everyone else that had to move here.
Do you think Latino students at Steele can feel discriminated by their race?
No, because I don't treat anyone else differently, and I don't think anyone else treats anyone differently just because of their race. Just because they're Latino doesn't mean I look at them differently or think of them differently.
Do you think it's fair if the new law in Arizona taking place?
What is it?
Well, just to put you on speed, the new law in Arizona is where pretty much like going through border patrol and stuff, like they see like you look brown or Latino, like, oh, where's your green card? If you don't have your green card on you, then you're gonna like go to jail, or prison, or.
Well, I don't think they can just tell someone just by how they look what they can go to jail, but I do think like if they do look Latino, then they should be able to like ask them some questions and stuff, but they shouldn't be able to take them to jail for it.
Do you believe stopping someone for their race is violating their rights as an American citizen?
No, because under the Fourth Amendment, if they have reasonable suspicion, then they should be able to search them or question them.
Okay. Do you think Latinos as a whole are discriminated by their race because of illegal Mexicans?
She said what?
Do you think Latinos as a whole are discriminated by their race because of illegal Mexicans?
I think some people get called some bad names about hopping over the border, but I don't think that everyone is mean to them or anything, but I do think some of them get a little bit picked on about the border.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
How do you feel about Mexicans crossing the border and gaining full legal benefit without being an American citizen?
I feel like it's a little unfair to those who are here legally and gain benefits of being an American citizen. So I think that they should go through the legal process of becoming a citizen.
Do you think Latino students at Steele can feel discriminated by their race?
I'm sure some do, even though I think it's less prevalent than it used to be. But there's always going to be racism, and it's definitely a problem that needs to be dealt with.
Are you aware of the new law taking place in Arizona?
Yes.
How do you feel about the new law?
I think the new law is good, except for racial profiling. I think racial profiling should not be happening, but I think that a tighter security on our borders is definitely a good thing.
Do you believe stopping someone for their race is violating their rights as an American citizen?
Yeah, I think so. I think the Constitution protects against discrimination of any type of race.
Do you think Latinos as a whole are discriminated by their race because of illegal Mexicans?
Yeah, I think most people kind of group them together with illegal Mexicans, even though most Mexicans are legal. So I think it definitely is.
Okay, thank you.
You're good.
How do you feel about Mexicans crossing the border and gaining full legal benefit without being an American citizen?
I think it's wrong because I think it's a privilege to be an American citizen, and you should do whatever it takes to fulfill that.
Do you think Latino students at Steele can feel discriminated by their race?
They shouldn't, but I mean, sorry if you do.
Do you think it's fair if the new law in Arizona taking place?
To a certain extent, I think it's fine to like put them in jail if they're illegal, but to just search them for no reason, I think it's wrong.
Okay, do you believe stopping someone for their race is violating their rights as an American citizen?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think Latinos as a whole are discriminated by their race because of the illegal Mexicans?
I think it's, yeah, they're categorized as like illegal just because they're known for crossing the border illegally, but
Everyone's out of class.
Oh, okay. Thank you. How do you feel about Mexicans crossing the border and gaining full legal benefit without being an American citizen?
Well, I think if we have a legal process that says to become an American citizen you have to go through certain processes, that should be applicable to all people. I think it's difficult to determine how many people are crossing the Mexican-American border and actually getting those services, but I believe if we have laws that are in place that says you have to wait a certain amount of time, you have to fill out the right applications, that everyone should be forced to do the same thing.
Do you think Latino students at Steele Canyon feel discriminated by their race?
I think any group that looks at themselves as a minority group, especially in the southern parts of the United States, southwestern right now, with the climate of anti-immigration, might feel a little bit targeted. I know the problem that they might face is that to other people, a person who looks Latino might look like a person who is here illegally, and if you know that you're here legally, I think any of those students might feel a bit discriminated against.
Do you think it's fair with the new law in Arizona taking place?
I think if you actually read the Arizona law, it says that during a lawful stop, if a question comes up about your legal status, that the Arizona police can deliver you to the Border Patrol. Has not really been thoroughly vetted by the public. I think the public thinks it means that they can pull over whomever they want, and most people, when they read the Arizona law, realize that it's small in scope. However, it does present a problem with the issue of immigration being an issue that the national government tends to enforce. And so as a result, what you have is a situation in which the federal government is saying Arizona can't do it, not because it's wrong that they're doing it, but because it's the federal government's job to do it. And Arizona is countering with the federal government's not doing enough to do their job, and so they want to step in and help the federal government.
Okay. Do you believe stopping someone for their race is violating their rights as an American citizen?
14th Amendment would say that it's a violation of someone's race, and it is discrimination if you are treated differently than anybody else. So if it's Asians are getting pulled over, or Mexicans are getting pulled over, or whites or blacks are getting pulled over solely because of their race, then that would be a violation of the 14th Amendment, because that's what the 14th Amendment says: equal protection for all citizens, regardless of their race, ethnicity, nation of origin.
Do you think Latinos as a whole are discriminated by their race because of the illegal Mexicans?
I'm not exactly sure what an illegal Mexican is, but I will say that I think in Southern California, in New Mexico, in Arizona, and some of the southern states that share a border with Mexico, the inference is that anyone who is illegal looks like a Mexican person. And so if you share that look, you look like that person, you talk like that person, that they probably feel a bit more discriminated against than would a person who comes into the country illegally from Canada that nobody can tell because they don't have a distinctive look to them.
All right, well, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Have a great day in Rock Cougar.
How do you feel about illegal Mexicans crossing the border and going full legal benefit without being an American citizen?
Well, personally, I think that is not fair to us because we work hard for our money and they just come over here and hop the border and gain everything without doing anything. That's not fair. We work hard for our money and I want it.
I mean, honestly, they hopped the border. They got past the hard stuff, so they should stay. They should be able to stay. I mean, it's like they got past the hard part.
Well, I agreed with Ani.
Yeah, I think they did everything they needed to do to come over here, so they get their money illegally. They get their money illegally. They keep it. That's
Gotta do what you gotta do.
They work for it, so you gotta hustle in this world. Ain't nothing free. Hustle.
Exactly.
You got to.
Don't ever say hustle anywhere. Do you think Latino students at SCHS feel discriminated by their race?
They should.
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
They have their whole gang together, so I mean, like, you got the wall going on. So
The hallway.
Not, but like, yeah.
Again, all right.
And go.
All right. Do you think stopping someone for their race is violating their rights as an American citizen?
Yes.
Yeah, it's not
Very
really
That's
fair.
racial
fair.
profiling, though. Something about the right.
That's where the amendments come in.
All right. 5th question. Do you think Latinos as a whole are discriminated by their race because of illegal Mexicans?
Most likely,
Yeah.
Yes.
because of all of them are hopping the border. Hi, my name is Gideon, and I'm here today talking about Mexicans. Can you please state your name?
Shane is the one.
Shayna Swanee, what grade are you in? Hi, your name?
3 miles.
Okay, Mr. Miles, how do you feel about Mexicans crossing the border and gaining
Charles.
full legal benefit without being an American citizen?
I think that's horse crap. And if you're not born here, then you should get citizenship just because you live.
My mom was not born here.
Okay.
Thank you. She
And
be
did
a
she go through the right things to
What?
get here? Did she enter this country illegally?
Maybe.
Well, we're not talking about African Americans, we're talking about
No,
Mexicans.
her mom's like,
My mom's
Oh.
not.
How do you feel about Mexicans crossing the border and getting full legal benefit without being an American citizen?
I think it's wrong. I think it's a privilege to be an American citizen.
Wait, hold on, pause real quick.
I don't even mind. I don't even make the lines.
Nathan, you can't say that in the video!
Oh my God!
Well, Billy, kind of guys.